Okay, so I want to talk about an animal that has been swimming in our oceans for 450 million years. An animal that was here before the dinosaurs, before the trees, before almost everything we know about life on this planet. And in all that time, it has barely changed, because it never needed to. It was already perfect. This is the great white shark, and almost everything you think you know about it is wrong. Let me start with the thing that surprises people the most. The great white shark does not actually want to eat you. I know that sounds crazy, but it is true. Humans are not on the great white's menu. We do not have enough fat on our bodies. Great whites need high-calorie prey, seals, sea lions, whale carcasses, animals with thick layers of blubber that give them the energy they need. When a great white bites a human, it almost always releases immediately. Because we taste wrong, we feel wrong, we are not what it was looking for. Most shark attacks on humans are cases of mistaken identity. A surfer lying on a surfboard from below looks almost identical to a seal. The shark investigates with its mouth, because it has no hands. Realizes its mistake and lets go. The problem is that a great white's investigative bite can kill a human being even when the shark had absolutely no intention of eating them. Now let me tell you about what this animal actually is, because the reality is far more impressive than any movie ever showed you. The great white shark has between 300 and 3,000 teeth at any given time, arranged in multiple rows. When a tooth falls out, a new one moves forward to replace it within 24 hours. They go through around 30,000 teeth in a lifetime. 30,000 teeth. They are essentially a living tooth factory, but the teeth are just the beginning. The great white can detect a single drop of blood in 25 gallons of water. It can smell blood from 3 miles away. But here is the sense that most people never hear about: the lateral line. Running along the entire length of the shark's body is a series of pressure-sensitive cells that can detect the movement of water caused by a swimming animal from hundreds of meters away, in complete darkness, with no sight, no sound, no smell, just the pressure change of something moving through water. And then there is the sixth sense, the one that makes the great white truly terrifying. It is called the ampoule of Lorenzini, small gel-filled pores around the shark's snout that can detect the electrical fields generated by the muscle contractions of living animals. Every living creature produces a tiny electrical field when its muscles move. The great white can detect fields as weak as 1/1000th of a volt. It can find a fish hiding completely still and buried under sand simply by detecting its heartbeat. It does not need to see you. It does not need to hear you. It can feel your heartbeat from meters away. Now let me tell you about how it hunts, because this is where the great white becomes something that belongs more in science fiction than reality. The great white is one of the only fish in the world that is warm-blooded. Most fish are cold-blooded. Their body temperature matches the water around them, but the great white maintains a body temperature higher than the surrounding ocean. This gives its muscles, eyes and brain a speed and power that cold-blooded animals simply cannot match. It can think faster, react faster, move faster. When it attacks, it uses a technique called the breach. It approaches from directly below, coming up from the darkness at full speed, and hits its prey with enough force to launch both itself and the animal completely out of the water. Scientists have recorded great whites breaching 10 feet into the air. The attack is over in less than a second. By the time you see it, it is already done. And the eyes. When the great white attacks, it rolls its eyes completely back into its head to protect them from damage. This means in the final moment of the attack, it is completely blind. It is attacking purely on instinct and the electrical signals from its prey. A 3,000-kilogram animal moving at full speed, hitting its target in complete darkness, guided only by the electrical field of a heartbeat. Nothing evolution has ever produced comes close to this level of perfection. But here is the thing about the great white that I find the most remarkable. This animal has survived 5 mass extinction events. 5 times in Earth's history, when the planet was so catastrophically disrupted that the majority of all life was wiped out. Asteroids, ice ages, volcanic eruptions that blocked the sun for decades, events that killed the dinosaurs, that erased entire ecosystems that had existed for millions of years. The great white survived all of them, unchanged, undefeated, still swimming in the same oceans, doing the same thing it has always done for 450 million years. And the thing threatening it now The thing that is actually putting the great white shark at risk of extinction, for the first time in its entire history, is us. Overfishing, finning, climate change warming the oceans, pollution, we are doing in decades what 5 mass extinctions could not do in 450 million years. The most perfectly designed predator in the history of life on Earth, and the only thing it could not survive, was us. If this made you see sharks differently, subscribe right now, because this is what FactStruck does every single week. We find the most unbelievable things on this planet, and tell you the whole story. No fluff, just the real stuff. See you in the next one.